Bubble Watch, a Division I basketball league, has 36 at-large bids available for over 300 eligible programs. Mid-major programs, which make up 78% of the division, have earned just 14% of the at-large bids in the past 3 tournaments. The Mountain West, a major contender in the league, has secured 7 of the 15 at-large bids earned by programs outside the 6 major conferences since the 2020 tournament was canceled. Some excellent mid-majors have bypassed the committee's selection decisions and taken matters into their own hands, such as Murray State receiving a number 7 seed as an automatic qualifier in 2022, and St. Bonaventure following the same path in number 9 seed line in 2021. The committee maintains it doesn't view teams according to their conferences, but teams like Dayton and St. Mary's are on track for a solid or high seeds in 2024. The term mid-major most often refers to leagues that inhabit the top third of D1 alongside the major conferences. In addition to the Mountain West 7 bids the past 3 years, at-large invites have been extended to the West Coast Conference, American, Atlantic 10, and Missouri Valley. The other 21 D1 leagues and their 220 teams are still seeking their first at-large bid of the 2020.
The committee's change is to select the 36 strongest at-large teams, but the picture can be less clear with respect to the last at-large spots on the number 11 or 12 lines, which accounts for 2/3 of the at-large bids earned by mid-majors over the past 3 selections. The ACC and Big 12 conference tournaments have announced with 14 teams in the bubble and 20 teams in the work to do. The top contenders are the Virginia Cavaliers, Duke Blue Devils, and Clemson Tigers, with the Cavaliers having their worst loss in over a decade. Wake Forest Demon Deacons have a strong record with a home game against Duke and a 91-58 win over Pitt. The Pittsburgh Panthers have a chance to play their way into the field, but must win their road games against Virginia Tech.
The Houston Cougars, Kansas Jayhawks, Iowa State Cyclones, Baylor Bears, BYU Cougars, and Texas Tech Red Raiders are also in the bubble. Oklahoma Sooners have lost 2 consecutive games, and if they reach the field of 68 next month, it will mark the first time the Frogs have reached the tournament in 3 straight years. The Big 12 Conference faces several teams, including the Texas Longhorns, Cincinnati Bearcats, Providence Friars, Seton Hall Pirates, and Butler Bulldogs. Texas has a close adjusted efficiency margin at Ken Palm, which is a compliment to the league and a challenge for Rodney Terry's projected number 8 seed. Cincinnati has lost 4 consecutive games to Oklahoma State, dropping them down a level and showing as first 4 out. Providence has earned breathing room as it heads into its road date at Marquette. Seton Hall Pirates have won 5 road wins and are projected as a first 4 out team. Butler's schedule has been demanding and their performance has been uneven, putting them in danger of falling out of the projected field. Villanova Wildcats are currently outside the projected field, but their wins over North Carolina, Texas Tech, and Creighton are offset by losses to Drexel, St. Joseph's, and Penn State. St. John's Red Storm is at the far edge of the bubble, and a win at home against Creighton is a must for a 15-12 team, nourishing at-large hopes. Michigan State Spartans have recovered from a 1-4 start in Big Ten play and are projected as a number 7 seed. Northwestern Wildcats have won their first road game of the conference season, posting a 15-point victory at Indiana.
The Big 12 and ACC commissioners are considering re-examining the NCAA tournament field due to financial reasons. The 68-team tournament is considered one of sport's greatest events, but expanding the field would invite more mediocrity into the big dance from major conferences. Conference commissioners tend to follow 3 basic rules. Look out for number 1, don't step in number 2, and try to make gobs of money along the way. College Sports Incorporated is a big business, so why should conference commissioners act differently than your Fortune 500 CEO? Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark is among those interested in modifying the men's tournament in the name of fairness. He wants to see the best teams competing for a national championship in basketball, no different than the Big 10 and SEC want to see in football. However, it is not clear how that is currently happening.
The Big 12 rates as the nation's best hoops conference, and it's appropriately rewarded. Last year, 7 of the Big 12's 10 teams qualified for the NCAA tournament. ESPN projects 9 Big 12 teams to make this year's tournament and 9 more from the SEC again. There is no tournament access issue for major conference teams. Yormark isn't alone among major conference commissioners hinting at a desire for more at-large bids. Last March, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey told me he would be open to considering modifying the field. More recently, ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips told Yahoo Sports that the NCAA tournament needs a holistic look. More bids would mean more spots for major conferences, bottom feeders, and more bids translates to more revenue distribution for those leagues. If you polled 100 random fans and asked them what was lacking from the NCAA tournament, you wouldn't find a single one who would say the 10th best teams from major conference X. That's what this tournament needs. What this tournament needs is to be left alone by meddlesome commissioners eager to tap into greater revenues.
Tournament tinkering would fit power conference commissioners' standard tactics, as the past few years have seen conferences from the SEC to the Big 10 to the Big 12 raiding rival conferences in a quest to aggrandize their television value. Realignment disrupted rivalries, and even ardent fans need a cheat sheet to know which teams are in what leagues. The Big 10 grew to nearly the size of Europe while spanning from Oregon to Rutgers. Conference bickering over the college football playoffs format and revenue distribution is ceaseless. Just as soon as they finally approved a logical 12-team format, the playoff went back under the microscope for further review. The author expresses disappointment with conference commissioners' attempts to ruin college sports. And while some realignment maneuvers are exciting, they urge commissioners to focus on their own interests and avoid the NCAA tournament. They argue that College Sports Incorporated houses no sacred cows, and there is more cash to be gleaned from the cow, especially when there is more money to be gleaned from it.
The articles cover the topic of bubble teams and at-large bids in Division I basketball, focusing on the selection process and the teams currently on the bubble. The tone of the articles is informative and analytical, providing statistics and insights into the process and the performance of various teams. The communication style of the article is generally effective in conveying the information to the reader. They present the facts and statistics clearly, allowing readers to understand the dynamics of the selection process and the current status of teams on the bubble. However, one potential criticism of the communication style is that it may be too focused on statistics and factual information and may not be sufficiently capture the human element of the story. For example, the articles could include quotes or insights from coaches or players to provide more depth and perspective in the narrative. If I were the investigatory journalist or author of the articles, I would consider including more analysis and commentary on the factors influencing the selection process, such as strength of the schedule, quality wins, and conference performance. Additionally, I would seek out perspectives from coaches, players, and analysts to provide more context and insight into the challenges and opportunities facing bubble teams. In terms of supplements to the topic covered by the articles, it would be valuable to explore the impact of COVID-19 on the selection process and the tournament itself. The pandemic has undoubtedly affected scheduling, travel, and player availability, and exploring these factors could provide a deeper understanding of the dynamics at play in college basketball. Additionally, examining the financial implications of making or missing the tournament for schools and conferences could provide further insight into the stakes involved for bubble teams.
So the next article covers the topics of NCAA tournament selection dynamics, potential expansion, and the role of conference commissioners in a detailed and analytical manner. It employs a combination of statistical data, quotes from relevant individuals such as conference commissioners, and the author's own analysis and opinions to present a comprehensive view of the issues at hand. In terms of tone, the article strikes a critical and skeptical tone towards the motivations and actions of conference commissioners, particularly regarding their potential influence on NCAA tournament expansion. It questions the intentions behind calls for expansion, suggesting that they prioritize financial gain over the actual integrity of the tournament and the quality of its competition. From the perspective of personal communication in sport, the article demonstrates the importance of effective communication in conveying complex issues within the realm of college sports. It utilizes quotes from key stakeholders, statistical analysis, and the author's own commentary to show readers and provide depth to the discussion. However, the critical tone towards the conference commissioners in particular may come across as adversarial and could potentially alienate readers who may have different perspectives on the matter. As an investigatory journalist or author, I would aim to maintain a balanced approach in covering the topic. While it's important to scrutinize the actions and motivations of conference commissioners, it's also crucial to consider differing viewpoints and perspectives within the college sports landscape. This could involve seeking input from a wider range of stakeholders, including coaches, players, and administrators from both major and mid-major programs. Additionally, I would explore the potential implications of NCAA tournament expansion in greater depth, including how it might impact the competitive balance between major and mid-major programs, as well as the overall fan experience and financial considerations for all involved. Some points missed by the authors could include a deeper examination of the historical context and evolution of the NCAA tournament selection process, including any previous instances of expansion or proposed changes. Furthermore, exploring potential alternative solutions to address concerns about fairness and revenue distribution. Aside from simply expanding the tournament field, they could provide additional depth to the discussion. Supplements to the topic could involve exploring the perspectives of fans and different alumni associations from various schools, as well as the potential impact of NCAA tournament expansion on television rights and broadcasting agreements. You could also consider the broader cultural and societal implications of college sports and its relationship to the commercialization. Could offer valuable insights into the ongoing debates surrounding the NCAA tournament format.